Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. What's going on? Sorry, I've been MIA for about a week. It was the holidays, man. I just needed to overall, I'm an introvert. I'm very much an introvert. So I definitely need to take time to go inward, especially if there's heavy stuff like holidays or like I said, I just had a good friend pass, and so I've just been processing a lot, trying to do a lot of art. I've got a whole stack of library books I need to catch up on. I'm going to show you one that I'm reading, though. This is a very cool book. That's the one I've been reading most recently. And it's a lot of it has to do with Saturn, Chiron, and Uranus transits. So, very cool. About the time that I'm in right now, there's a lot of heavy Saturn, Uranus, and Chiron transits. So, very cool stuff. Today is the 31st of December, 2022, almost 2023, in about 5 hours, but it's 6:39 right now, p.m. And I wanted to do a tarot reading of my new tarot deck, the Wild Unknown Tarot. I'm very excited. This is what I was telling you guys about that I got myself for Christmas. And it's just a really nice, tarot deck. It's based on a traditional tarot deck, but it's got more natural, kind of darker themed art, which I really appreciate. And it comes with a really cool storybook. It's Kim Kranz who developed this one and made this one. But it comes with a cool box set kit. It says, "May you always be on the inner quest," and that we are. Beautiful infinity sign inside and infinity sign right there. So here we are in alignment. But yeah, the one thing I've had this, like I told you before, I've had this box set, I think 3 or 4 times. This is my 4th set. And this particular tarot deck. And I've given them away. I've moved and lost them. Last spring, I took all my tarot cards basically, except for the chakra cards that I usually do, and threw them out on the street. And, whenever I felt called to, for whoever to pick them up and kind of, be able to use in their art or be able to use as symbolic imagery for their day. So it's a $40 tarot deck. It's not necessarily one you want to throw to the wind, but, what are you going to do? Buy another one, right? So this was my gift to myself this Christmas. And inside the box, it says, "Welcome to the Wild Unknown Tarot. You'll find no wrongs or rights inside this box. Only mirrors for reflection. Open your mind, draw a card, and have fun on your journey," which is perfect. This book is really awesome too. I think I'm going to read you guys right out of the book just to start, since this is our first day doing the Wild Unknown deck. And I have pulled cards. I've done some test readings with myself and been playing with these and shuffled them up real good since I got it 2 days ago or yesterday or something like that. The week in between Christmas and January 1st is very blurry, very much with the seasons, the darkest part of the year, a lot of inward landscapes kind of being navigated again. And, it's a perfect time of year to do that. A lot of creativity and art comes from that, using symbolic imagery. And actually that's what I'm going to do tonight. I have a canvas and I've just got some things I've been collecting, because you guys know I make collages. So I'm going to make a vision board collage for 2023 tonight, probably when I get done doing this. And I'm going to also incorporate found objects, because usually I paint first and then I put the collage art or imagery in the painting, over top of the painting, and just kind of see what comes through. But I have some ideas for this one, and I've got some things I've collected over the last couple years that are sentimental to me. A couple guitar picks I found, a mother of pearl guitar pick too that I found just on the streets of Seattle actually, and another yellow one. So I'm gonna try to incorporate those. And I found a ripped up dollar bill that I keep in my wallet that I'm gonna maybe put into it, and just see what comes of it. I also was thinking about doing some kind of tarot themed imagery for the vision board. Maybe doing a tarot reading for the vision board and then incorporating that imagery right into the canvas. If I had, what I've done before is when I've had multiple decks of things, or when I just felt really artistically compelled, I've taken my actual tarot cards and put them, in different readings, put them actually on the art and in the art. So I don't think I'm going to do that with this one. Like I said, I want to keep these tarot cards intact, but I guess I'll be alternating between these, the Wild Unknown and the chakra cards right now for these little cosmic consciousness readings. But this one is, this is for New Year's Eve, for tonight. Everything that we are, letting kind of fall away into 2022, and the things that we can look forward to going into 2023. So let's just see. Let's see what we get. All right, first card. Ooh, that is the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, the Six of Pentacles reversed. So these cards are just way more artistic. So you kind of have to look into them a little bit. But immediately, this reminds me of rose hips. It's the little pentacles are placed in the colors around the plant, but it reminds me of rose hips, and it is the 6. We pulled it reversed though, so there's going to be some blockages there. But that, let's just go ahead and read from the actual book here, because the book is really cool. I like the way that they kind of break this all down. And this is really simple and kind of like a nice go-to. So we did get it reversed. This is what it looks like right side up. We did get it reversed, so which means that there's going to be some blockages to this energy. Gosh, I'm like a little shaky today. I think I drank too much caffeine. I've been so tired, so I'm like, probably drinking a little bit more coffee than I need to be. But these things are delicious. This is what it is. This is yerba mate in a like seltzer water, basically, in spring water, sparkling water. So they're delicious. It's called clean. They're like, it's like an energy drink, but like a healthier energy drink. Yerba mate does help to cleanse the body, and it is like an energizing, clearing tea that you can drink. Interesting though too that, talking about that, this is, we've got pentacles on a plant. To me, it looks like rose hips in the winter. Okay, so this is 6 of Pentacles, and again, we've got this reversed, so there's some blockages here. But this is, part of 2022 and going into 2023 tonight and tomorrow. So 6 of Pentacles is prosperity, growth, and generosity. The 6 of Pentacles indicates that your long-awaited fruits are ready for harvesting, bringing more wealth than anticipated. Make sure you are generous during this bountiful time. This card can also signify generosity coming from someone else. If this is the case, accept the help with grace and put the resources to good use. See how perfect and like succinct that is? I love that. And the major themes are prosperity, growth, and generosity. But again, we got it reversed, so there is blockages to that. And what I immediately think of and want to chalk this up to is the heavy holidays, like the fact that we are ending a really chaotic year of a lot of growth and a lot of change, but chaotic nonetheless. And we are at the end of that cycle, in calendar time. So just perceptually, that definitely has an effect on how we perceive our reality, even though calendar time and like cosmic time are slightly different. Calendar time does have an effect on how we perceive reality. So collectively, we're going into, the dark of winter and the beginning of the longer days and the more light approaching in spring. So maybe some of that energy of generosity, prosperity, and growth is blocked right now, but that could be for a very important reason. And that reason could be somewhat of a composting of all the chaotic energies. I'd say even before 2022, I'd say like, 2020 in the pandemic and everything that we've gone through and come out of since then, we can all collectively feel like there's a lot of blockages to our prosperity and growth, whether has to do with macroeconomics or familial things or our loved ones passing or suffering or, being sick or being far away. There can feel like there's blocks to that energy, but that card still stands. Generosity is there, prosperity and growth are there. It's just whether or not we have the eyes and the perceptive ability to see those things. So I like this. Even though it's blocked, I still like what the card represents. That's our first card. Our second card, ooh, another reversed. This is Father of Wands. So upright, it's a king cobra and, a lightning rod. And so this is it is blocked, it is reversed, or there's some like inhibitions to this energy manifesting or any card that's pulled reversed. But, it's just an interesting card. There's a lot of powerful energy behind that. And wands is wands are the suit of action as well. So the Father of Wands would be the equivalent to like the King of Wands in a traditional tarot deck. And let's see what we got for that. Again, I'm going to the book because I think this book is all. I think these like simple, succinct readings are perfect, especially to start. So the Father of Wands represents charismatic and creative energy, and it is reversed. So potentially we are feeling that charismatic and creative energy, but like for me, for example, my output to be able to share with you guys these, whatever creative energy I've been kind of playing with over the last week or two, my output has been more introverted. And in that case would be considered blocked, from getting a message out to a wider audience. So it is blocked, but the energy is there nonetheless. So people could be feeling these things on a very personal level. And again, for the end of 2022, really powerfully, internal creative surges. The lightning in this card reminds me of those creative surges. And it says, the Father of Wands is a man of mystique and charisma. Others are drawn to him naturally, and he welcomes them with an open and loving heart. Usually you'll find him involved in the healing arts, as he is deeply compassionate and in tune with life and nature. He is able to hold steady and still during conflict. So this could represent people in our life that are being blocked from us. It can also represent our own masculine energy, of what that reading just represented, internally being blocked from being able to give that to others, because again, this card of generosity and growth was also pulled upside down. So, there is a heavy momentum behind, kind of like the ocean swelling and a really large levee in place of where the ocean would meet the shore and maybe engulf the shore. So these are really like intense creative energies that we're either embodying or we're coming in contact with other people, maybe male figures. And the other thing about this, just to note that sometimes when these cards are reversed or pulled reversed, not only are they blocked, but the energy that the card represents can be potentially misused if there are less evolved energies involved in the situation, or less evolved people in the situation. So you want to take that with a grain of salt, the charismatic and creative energy that we're feeling in the masculine forms of ourself and in the masculine forms of other people, whether that be, again, internal masculine landscapes or external masculine formats, those energies are either being blocked or misused, unfortunately, for the moment. And again, this is 2022, what we're kind of looking into. And maybe we should focus more on 2022 since that's the moment that we're in. And I would like to do another for New Year's Day tomorrow. But this is kind of like the culmination of all that embodied energy from basically, you know, all of 2022, but especially the last week, and this heavy pronounced energy of the New Year's Eve, our collective New Year's Eve. My personal New Year's Eve is July 26th. That's the Galactic New Year, and that's my birthday. So I use my solar return as a new year, my New Year marker, personally, on a personal level. But at the same time, and it's cool that that's like the Mayan Galactic New Year. That's like the New Year's Day for the Mayan calendar. And that is on a galactic cosmic clock. But it's kind of cool because it's kind of like a half birthday. Where I'm at right now is like somewhat of a half birthday in my solar return for 2022, 2023. So I very much use both my solar return, my actual birthday, and the collective New Year as like a gauge for my own personal progress. And that really helps me check in very hardcore internally, emotionally, socially, twice a year at least. Ideally, you know, 4 times a year, every 3 months when the seasons change. But, you know, those energies kind of weigh heavy on your birthday and the New Year. Okay, our third card. And again, it's blocked, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way it's being pulled. You know, maybe I can shuffle these cards and flip them around, but that's the way that they came out for the moment. So this is the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is, again, blocked or repressed energy or misused energy. And it's cool because that is like hardcore eclipse going on up there. And this, you know, represents the Two of Swords in a traditional tarot deck as well. These are our cards so far. So we got the Six of Pentacles reversed, the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands, reversed, and then the Two of Swords reversed. So let's see what the book has to say. Two of Swords. So, interesting. Blocked vision, stalemate are the key words. The Two of Swords depicts two opposing forces that have reached a stalemate. You cannot progress forward with either a relationship or a life decision. There's an answer that's being blocked, maybe by choice. Interesting. Many times this card will indicate you do not wish to face the truth. Face the truth the light will reveal. Fascinating. The super interesting part is this is somewhat of a like not phenomenally positive card just in itself when it's right side up. But the fact that we got it reversed, you know, a lot of times these things can play out multiple ways. A couple of those ways is a double negative, meaning it's not the best card to get to begin with, and you've got it reversed. So there's like ultimate, a double negative that can turn into a positive, or a double negative that can really dig its heels in and become super stubborn and super stalemate and super edgy and like not settled, not peaceful. So these are some of the energies, and you know, that is a very honest depiction of where a lot of things are personally and collectively. You know, people are really, sometimes people can be really set on their ideologies and their beliefs, and sometimes they can arrange their moral compass around those beliefs, whether or not they're true and accurate or not. And so it takes a very discerning, you know, time period, an internal searching and seeking and truth, an internal truth telling to kind of move with, you know, get some movement going on with these more blocked stalemate energies. So hopefully, you know, hopefully this is kind of, you know, not super duper positive, but also not super duper negative. Like hopefully we can kind of, you know, see where these things could be playing out in our own lives, and where these things are playing out in the collective, and you know what then we want to do with that, and giving pause, and you know, kind of like going inward. I keep kind of, I pulled the Hermit earlier today in a personal reading for myself, so like I and just hearing myself talk for this reading, I feel like there is a lot of those types of energies, Hermit style energies, internal seeking and searching and questioning, and an internal truth telling before we go and try to tell the truth to others, you know, whatever it is our personal truth is. So I'm loving this. Like, I'm loving these cards a lot. And I think that this is going to be great, going forward and doing these readings with you guys. One thing I did notice about these cards, because like I said, I've had several sets. The other cards, if I remember correctly, the other decks that I got that were supposedly the same deck had this gold gilded brim around the cards. Maybe I'm thinking of another deck altogether. You know, maybe it's like a totally different deck. But I vaguely remember buying these cards prior, and that there was like a gold rim or gold gilded rim around the edge of the cards, which is not there. But it does come with like super hardy packaging and like super duper protective kit or whatever. So yeah, I am excited about doing these with you guys going forward. And you know, pay attention to the synchronicities and the symbols and the things that remind you that in whatever way you're making progress, even if that's like withholding outward progress, that is all going to build the quality of your work even more, even more potently. Even whatever work it is you're doing, whether it's internal work or artistic work, it's going to potentiate that work, even with baby steps. You know, baby steps is still forward movement. And that is, you know, that is part of the everlasting light, you know, that is part of the internal flame that recycles its own energy, and, or the internal sunshine that recycles its own energy to output, you know, reverberations of the internal fire that is our persona and is our identity and our life experience, and how we share that with others. So I'm excited. I'm glad I got to do this with you guys tonight. Sorry it's a little late, but I'm just kind of going on the divine clock and divine timing, and, you know, trying to meet people where they're at, but also meet myself where I'm at. So yeah, very cool. I'm excited, and I look forward to doing another with you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.